So the racism and cosplay situation has me thinking mostly about the black experience. And by black experience, I mean this is what I think is a key pivotal moment in a black person's life. It's when you come to learn about your relationship with society through slavery. At some point in your life, you will learn how how dirty and a disservice they've done to the black people. And once upon learning this information, your life branches out to probably about six, mostly that I could think of. But if you know any other pathways these branch out into, let me know. But from what I could think of, is six branching paths of society that we take. So once you've learned about racism, you become a seller, and these people will degrade, besmirch, and look down on their own people for the approval of society. And they're this net negative. They they are bringing down their people, but certain people in society applaud them and they give them a place, a small place, but a place in society for them. The next person, what's the right word to call it? Blissfully ignorant? No, I won't even call it ignorant. They know they've learned how their people have been done dirty, and it they don't take it they don't take it here or there. They just say, yeah, that's fucked up. But they still function properly in society. They're a net positive for their people and their community. And then there's the next person or category. It would be in spite of it all. These people learned of slavery. They disliked it on every table and they were angry about it. And through all the odds, they would make sure none of these injustices would happen to their people. And they are stronger by this new understanding of their relationship with society. Another net positive for society and their people. Unfortunately, not all paths are positive. I happen to fall into the apathy branch of this. I happen to have a problem with society, and it's not fair to it's not fair on any grounds or whatever. But I happen to feel like society hasn't earned my place for it, or it hasn't earned me to love society. And the way that that shows is, you see, I don't show my face on my channel or anything else. I tend to keep back and just kind of watch and see how things are going. And unfortunately, this is a negative trait in me, and it's a negative trait in society. And I probably wasn't always like this, but I do remember a key point in my. I'm a grown ass man, by the way. there was. I was having a talk with my father about what I wanted to be or what did I want to do. And I said at this point, I kind of was in this path of, I don't know, and I don't really care. But he always told me a story when I was a real young that I said I wanted to be a police officer. And I really don't remember, but I get why I would say that. Because at this point, probably in my life, I thought there was nothing better than to do good. And I wanted to be like the Power Rangers or any of these other characters in fiction that did good stuff. Or a knight or something. There was always that. I'm pretty sure that's where that started from. But unfortunately, upon learning, that grew that that aspect or vector of my thought process slipped away. And that's sad enough to hear. But you do need to hear it from time to time to keep you grounded. But I'm pretty sure I lost that spark of wanting to do good. I have literally let that go. And I'm just, it is what it is, and I let it go. And this is a net negative for me and a net negative for society. All right, now the next aspect of a vector you learn is probably, what's the right way to put it? I don't know the perfect term for it, but let's say this is a very good person at heart. And then they learn that society doesn't fuck with them on a level because of their skin. These people are usually very nice and kind and understanding people, but once this realization that people don't fuck with them for these minute little reasons, it erodes their soul, and it's very hard for them to break this muck they get dragged into, and they often take their lives because it's disgusting, and they can't fathom why people would dislike them for any of these reasons, which is a negative for society, their people, and themselves. They're not a danger to anyone else, but mostly themselves. And then unfortunately, we have the crash outs who've learned this and are angered by this, and they will strike anger into anyone, everyone, and themselves, and then they are a net negative to society and everything around them. These are crash outs, and once you realize that crash outs are a detriment to everyone around them and themselves, and the people who opt out are a detriment to themselves and society, and the people who don't care and refuse to do anything are a detriment to themselves and society. I don't know. All I know is I'm trying to change that a little bit. I'm trying to restore my humanity. I'm trying to restore my flame. I'm trying to restore my ember. But it's tough. But there's no need for me to rush it. This will happen or it won't happen, sadly enough. But it's just some ramblings I got going in my noggin, and I haven't been sleeping well, so eh, I need something to vent it out to. So yeah, sorry about this, but yeah, thanks for listening if you did, and if any of this nonsense clicks or doesn't click, just let me know. I'm a little bit curious, and I'm sorry this has dragged on longer than I usually do, but I do like that I was able to just ramble for a minute. I think I needed it. So yeah, thanks.